Hello friends, the Olsons are back, and today I get to pick the topic. I'm gonna surprise my wife with this one. I'm gonna throw you a little curveball. We're gonna talk about some things that I think attracted my wife to me after I broke my back, and how I think I found myself finding a relationship. Because I know for a lot of you guys out there having a life-changing experience, coming across a disability, finding yourself in a chair, or whatever your disability may be, finding a relationship might be one of the hardest things to overcome, or you may think, how is it ever going to happen? So today we're going to talk about some things that I think how I found a relationship. So as my wife says, we're going to spill a little bit of the tea today. It was 5 years into my injury before I even found love or met Kel. I never really looked for love, so when she came into my life, it was kind of very unexpected. And I think that kind of helped to redevelop myself, find my own life, my own way of being independent. That was very huge, and I think that's one of the biggest steps before trying to jump into finding a relationship, because you really need to find yourself and who you are and get your own independence before you even can think or worry about going out and trying to find a relationship. If you can't love yourself or know how you are or how to even live life, how are you going to find a life partner? So I really think that helped a lot, taking that time. You have to relearn everything all over again. So you can't just go out, find a partner. That's not going to happen. I know maybe before your injury, you always had life goals. Maybe you were in a relationship. Who knows what your situation may be. Mine, before I wasn't in a relationship, that might have helped as well. I was more self-focused. So when I broke my back, I still stayed self-focused, and finding my independence was the first thing that I looked for. And I think that really was one of the key aspects in finding my love today. If you're down, depressed after breaking your back, don't know where to turn, where to go, it's
or
not
any injury, not just breaking your back.
Not even just breaking your back, anything. You suffer traumatic injury, it's going to be tough to go on. So digging deep, finding that way to still go on, find what good qualities you still have, how to live that life independently, be happy, live life to the fullest. Those key aspects are going to be what
attracts
qualities, love to you.
Yeah.
Don't go out there looking for love, because as any relationship, you go out there looking for love, doesn't matter if you're disabled or not, you're not going to find it. You got to let that come to you. So when you first break your back, become disabled, whatever happened to you in a traumatic event, don't just wonder, how am I going to find love? Oh wow, how is somebody going to love me? I'm in a chair, I've lost a limb, whatever may have happened. Love will eventually find you if it's meant to be. Don't just find anybody out there. That's what happens in a lot of today's world. People meet somebody, they may not be meant to be. They make love happen because that's today's stipulation on how life's supposed to be. Everybody's supposed to be in a relationship. Everybody wants a relationship. So I find today a lot of people make things work with people that they don't really love because they want to be in a relationship. So that's really, I think, an important thing, is finding who you are deep down. Don't worry about the relationship part. It will come to you. If you just focus on living life, getting to that point where you want to be in life and being happy, and you can be happy, love will find you. She found me. I didn't go finding her. That was another huge thing. I'm the one that suffered a disability and had the traumatic experience, and I focused on rebuilding my life, finding my independence, and being happy and doing things that I love, such as wheelchair racing, skiing, just still showing my independence, that I didn't give up in life. I think that was one huge key factor in what attracted her to me. Not everybody out there is like, oh, how are you attracted to somebody in a wheelchair? Or how were you disabled and still found love? Or were you guys together before you broke your back? Is one of the biggest questions that we're always asked.
Everyone just assumes that we were together before.
Everybody always assumes that, because they're like, how can you find love still being in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Well, I'm here today. I've been married to her for a little over a year now. We've been in a relationship for what, 7.5 years?
Yeah.
It was 5 years before I met her that I was disabled. So like I said, taking that time to figure your independence out, let love come to you. You can't make love happen. When you find somebody and you meet somebody, that bond will happen. So don't worry about how I'm gonna find love or go out there looking for love. You can go out there every day and try to look, and usually when you're looking for love, you're looking in all the wrong spots. Best thing I said is get involved with good people, surround yourself with good people, do good things, be happy, be positive, and someone will eventually fall in love with you and you will fall in love with them. That's what happened with our situation. And I couldn't be more thankful for it. I never thought to this day I'd ever get married, but when you fall in love, you just can't help those feelings. And it definitely just happens. You can't deny it. You know it when you feel love. So go out there, live your life. Don't worry about how someone's gonna love you from being in a chair or only having one leg or one arm or no legs or whatever your situation may be. Don't worry about finding love or how I'm gonna be in a relationship or how I'm gonna go on. Basically, just find your independence, love yourself, have fun, be happy, and someone will love you.
Someone will love you, and someone will be attracted to those qualities.
You gotta have qualities. Is the most important part in getting somebody to love you. I know breaking your back will get you down. That is a challenge in itself. But if you let it keep you down and you're being down mentally, now you have two disabilities. Now you're mentally down, you're physically broken. And then who really wants a physically, mentally broken person? I mean, at least if you're just broken or cut off somewhere, you're only half gone. The mental part and this part right here is what really matters. So as long as you can keep a smile on your face, live life to the fullest, and just keep going on, the love part and relationship will come. It definitely will. It's worked for us, and neither one of us looked for love. We were both in situations to where we weren't looking for love. We just needed each other.
Yeah.
We found each other, and love just happened. 7 years later, here we are, married, sitting here, enjoying life, looking to hopefully build a house together. It's the next step in our progress, and life goes on. Still a challenge every single day. We find our challenges, especially being an inner-bodied, abled couple, whatever you guys want to say. So that basically is my opinion on how I think we've fallen in love and fell for each other, being my given situation. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you now, put you on the spot. What attracted you to me with me being in a chair at that time? I know everybody out there always thinks that we were together before I broke my back.
That's like the biggest assumption. People see me and they see him and they're like, they just assume that we were together before he broke his back. How could I possibly be with someone that's in a wheelchair?
Yeah, we hear that all the time. We just had it the other day. Like, they asked, "Oh, how long you guys been together?" And we're like, "How long did you break your back?" And it was kind of like in shock that I broke my back before I met her.
And always praise me on being such a good person for being with someone in a chair, and I've never seen it that way. Like,
there's a lot of closed-minded people out there think that, how do you fall in love with somebody in a wheelchair? I mean, our wheelchairs are sexy, aren't they? They're getting sexier every day.
I think I never saw your chair, to be completely honest. I never once. I just saw you as a person. I didn't let your wheelchair define you from day one. I got to know you before we even met in person, which was huge. I got to know what was in here.
I think if anything, I've used the wheelchair to define me more, like in a stronger mentally state of mind, not giving up.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So I've used it to empower me, if anything.
Yeah. Like you said, neither one of us were looking for love when we first started talking. It just kind of happened, and I don't ever see your wheelchair as something that has been unattractive to me, or I don't know. I know there's a lot of shallow people that say they could never do it, or even when I've asked you in the past, if you just ask anybody, And if you would have asked me before I met him, my answer probably would have been no, but I don't know why. Could you see yourself being in a long-term relationship or marrying someone that's in a wheelchair? Your probably first instinct and answer is no.
You never know who you're gonna fall in love with or what you're gonna fall in love with. Love just happens. I guess before, if I looked at it, I would say the same thing. I don't never see myself. You don't see yourself falling in love with who you're gonna fall in love with. You just can't see that. So,
yeah,
I guess that's kind of a question that can never be answered when you ask somebody that. Who do you see yourself falling in love with? Because we can all imagine this Prince Charming or this beautiful queen model or whatever. But in reality, you don't get to pick and choose who you fall in love with. You just have to fall in love with somebody.
It's funny because like girlfriends will say, I ask them what they're looking for. If they're single, what are you looking for? Well, he's got to be taller than me. He's got to be... And I always just kind of laugh to myself like, yep, I used to be that girl that said I had to be with a guy that was taller than me. And granted, he is taller than me.
I'm 6'2", but I shrunk to like, what, maybe 5 foot if I'm lucky?
Yeah, so it's just like... You truly never know. And I really encourage everyone to get to know somebody for them, not their disability, not how tall they are, not, remember I said...
How good looking they are, or
how
rich they are.
Yeah. No, I really think that if everyone was just more open-minded...
A lot more open-minded. People are very closed-minded these days, that's for sure. But there's been a lot more awareness, a lot more rad people in chairs out there. So we keep living our lives, and we're gonna open these guys' eyes and hopefully show them that where there's a will, there's a way. That's one of my favorite quotes. You will fall in love. So don't think it's the end of the world. Mm-hmm. It's not.
No, I'll talk about a few of the things too. Like I said, I've never let your wheelchair define you. But the things that really attracted me to you were how outgoing you were, your independence for being in a chair, all the things that you could do being in that chair. I've done more in the 7.5 years since I've been with you than I did my whole life. You taught me how to ski. You taught me how to hunt. I mean, that's just a couple of the things that you've taught me.
And that's where I go into basically focusing on getting to know yourself and love yourself, because you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. So
I really feel like I say this all the time because I wasn't looking for love. I certainly didn't want to be... I was just coming out of a long relationship, in fact, a marriage, and I certainly didn't want to jump right into another one. It just happened. From the day that we met, we've been inseparable.
And I definitely don't mean being cocky, arrogant, and like, oh, I love myself. I mean, just trying to go out there, enjoy life, live life to the fullest, not giving up, not having a negative mind, and being down about your situation, putting your problems on everybody else. Figure out how to deal with them problems your own. Be happy, give yourself a positive vibe, so that way others get the positive vibe, and they're gonna fall in love with you. That will come. I fell in love with her, and it just happens. Like I said, then I didn't ever see myself falling in love, but...
In fact, the first night we met, you told me you don't use the L word with anyone other than your mother or your sister.
Yep, and it just came out because I felt that comfort, that bond. We just fell in love.
Some of the biggest assumptions of us being together are that we were together before he ended up in a wheelchair. And that's not the case. And I just feel like every time we're asked that a lot, or people assume that a lot, and it kind of ticks me off, and I tell him that. I hate when people just think, what's this girl doing with this guy, type of thing, because honestly, he's incredible, and I feel like shame on all the girls that look past him, and lucky for me. I do.
Oh, thanks, babe.
I say that all the time.
I'm incredibly thankful for you too, because together we've gotten through a lot. So
I guess I could ask you right on here, did you think when you broke your back and during that 5-year period before we met that you would end up in a relationship or now married or in a long-term relationship in general? Or did you think that that was going to be
It did bother me. Like, I did think that at one point that I never would. I mean, at one point I never knew where my life was going to go.
Did you think it because of your chair or?
Well, just a life-changing experience to begin with. There was a lot to relearn.
Yeah.
There was a lot of issues to deal with. So
A lot of things that come with being in a chair that are.
yeah, it was kind of, I mean, it was definitely a thought that crossed my mind at one point, but I never let it get me down. I guess that was one of the good things. There was always those thoughts. Everyone's gonna have those thoughts. I can't do this, or what's if I'm never be able to do this? And if we thought about that all the time, we would never allow ourselves to figure out how we're gonna do those things, or allow ourselves to even get to the point of doing those things, to be able to enjoy them. I guess, like I said, the most important part was just getting myself back, really learning life steps, important things. You're almost like an infant over again. That's like saying an infant's supposed to fall in love right out of the womb. It's not going to happen. You basically have to relearn your life before you can give yourself a chance to find love and have somebody else love you. It's important. So those 5 years, I think, were a huge relearning, rebuilding process for who I was. And that was, I think, what got me with you. Very easily could have I gone down the other road, feeling sorry for myself, crawling up in the bed, wondering how I'm going to do this or I can't do that. Instead, I just kind of found ways to do it, which is a huge thanks to the adaptive world out there, because there's tons of stuff that allow us people with disabilities to still go on. There's all sorts of stuff out there. There's IVF, there's just all sorts of products out there that allow
you to still have a
adaptive
normal
people
relationship.
to still have a normal relationship and go on and do things that we want to do. So learning those new ways and doing those new ways are going to be what build you and make you become a lovable person.
Right.
Disability or not.
I think as much as obviously we have things in our relationship, and we'll make another video on that are challenges of being an interabled couple, I think at the end of the day though, we're just a normal couple too, who love each other. Like, everyone always thinks, that's another thing I've got a lot too. Well, do you feel sorry for him? Are there things that you feel like you have to do because you feel sorry for him?
Or did he get a lot of money from his settlement?
Yeah, or
something like that.
I'm a gold digger.
No, I ain't got no money.
Or there's so many assumptions based around the fact that he's in a chair, I'm not, and we're in love. There's so many assumptions around it. And I just think if people were more open-minded, like I said before, that they would realize we're just a couple that love each other. We fell in love, and a lot of the things that did attract me to him, like I said, I never saw the chair ever. We got to know each other for a couple months before we met in person, which was huge.
And the only reason we're together is because of one thing, and that's love.
I'm sure some of you watching this do know Mike personally, and some of you don't. And if you don't, I'm sorry. And if you do, you know he's one of the easiest people to love. And a lot of the things that attracted me to him, yes, 100%. And a lot of the things that attracted me to him are his drive for life, his willingness to not give up, his situation and how challenging it can be day to day. He still goes to work, puts a smile on his face. Sometimes if people knew what he went through to even get there.
And we're not just talking about this to brag me up or anything like that. It's just about for anybody, having a positive mindset is going to increase your quality of life tenfold. Nobody wants to be around a Debbie Downer. I could very well be miserable every single day. I mean, I have my issues, 100%. Why do I want to bring that into my world and have everybody else miserable around me because I'm miserable? It creates a bad vibe around you, and it's gonna go everywhere you go because you're bringing it with you. So if you make that vibe more positive and you give people a positive vibe, the experience around you is going to be a lot more positive and enjoyable for just you. So just be positive, live life to the fullest, have fun, and make people around you happy.
So if you're someone in my situation who was not looking for love at all, or someone in his who was not looking for love at all, just be open-minded to falling in love with who you fall in love with. Does not matter. Disabled.
Don't go looking for it either.
No, absolutely not. Neither one of us were at all.
If you go looking for it or force it, you're going to find yourself with the wrong person, and it's just not going to work out.
Right.
So we're going to leave that here with you guys. Just go out, live life to the fullest, enjoy life, have fun.
And love will find you.
Love will find you. So until next time.
Thanks for rolling with the Olsons. All I can say is...
All I can say is that my dog is damn cute, and yours isn't.
I just love him because he's so cute. Look at him. Things is still...
Hello, friends.
Oh, hello, friends.
People in the chairs aren't supposed to have relationships for some reason. I don't know why that is, but you're seeing it more and more now. Interabled body couples, and I'm really liking it. So keep up the hard work and keep pounding away.
I think that I'm gonna fart right now.